Boom! Rise and storm. Because that's what we got behind me. I don't know if you're going to hear it today, but I'm grateful I got to go live from this view. Everyone's getting ready for the surf competition, and I'm having a tough mental day. And just when it's stormy and cloudy and windy, your boy Saint sits here with my shorts on, Brazilian style, from a woman that's very special to me. And she needs to know that. She's probably watching. And I go live every morning, and some people watch and they judge and they don't get to see the truth. Well, this morning I'm going to talk about what I do for tough mental days. You know, I got some information in my mind that made me want to survive all of a sudden, and I'll tell you what I do, including this view. Somebody cue the intro. Yes, blessed, even though I'm stressed. I talk about being blessed over stress all the time, but doesn't make me exempt from it, right? Anxiety, stress, information that's hit me, and I had to process it, and all of a sudden I felt it again. I felt that, and I don't really ever feel like the need to drink or something, but there's more than a need to drink. There's going to be a need for us to recover. And if anybody knows what I'm talking about, there's going to come a time where you're stressed the fuck out and your brain is going to try to survive. And the only way that we know how to give ourselves quick fixes or immediate relief is to grab a drink or to smoke a joint. I know it works for me. I'm literally smoking this morning. I'm almost done with this pen because of the amount of stress I'm in. It's hard. For your boy Marky saying, I have a blessed life, but I don't have a perfect life, you know? I have this view, but I have my issues too. And it's like that. That's so weird about life. There was one. See? That's it. Yeah, I don't know if you can see it. Oh, yeah. Right there. Surf man past that guy. Yeah. Surf champion. I got friends that are surf champion. I'm on the beach and my mind is somewhere else. My heart is somewhere else. You know what I'm talking about. Anybody that's ever lived my life knows that. It doesn't even matter. Wherever you go, there you are. So I had to have this conversation this morning because it's tough. It's going to be tough to talk in the wind. It's going to be tough to get control of your mind after getting certain information. It's going to be tough. Oh, look at this bird. Oh, my gosh. Oh, no. Yes, we even make it tough on ourselves. It seems that our brains like the abuse. We like to beat ourselves up over bad decisions or regret. I don't like to live like that at all. Honestly, this wouldn't be a very good morning marijuana motivation if it was such, but I wanted to tell people that I do have tough mental days. And no, I don't run to getting drinking, and I don't run to getting stoned. My mind wanted to freak out and grab anxiety, and I thought this would be a good conversation to have with people, especially business people, because business people know that they can't get emotional, right? Like, that brings morale down. People start getting more scared. Anxiety breeds more anxiety, and you want to calm shit, right? You don't want people in chaos and the whole shit flipping over. That seems to be what happens to most of us, is we'll get so anxious that we'll self-sabotage our situation, and I know what I'm talking about. So this is very difficult for people. It's like not being their worst enemy. I was thinking about it earlier yesterday. It's a great morning marijuana motivation today, but how we'll do stuff to ourselves to detriment ourselves. Do you know what I'm talking about? Like, nothing's worse. I think I mentioned it yesterday, but nothing's worse than having your issue and then compiling the issue with debt and a hangover and that kind of poison inside of you. There's so much poison out there, guys. There's a poison of our minds. There's a poison of our mouths. There's things that people do to other people expecting them to be poison. That's another type of poison. And it's such a sickness that we all have some sort of thing that we can put inside of our mouths and have something happen to us. And I'm just like, wow, this is something intense. Something put this in my life. I don't want it in my mouth. I don't want it in my soul. And this vibrations have to be talked about, right? There's some of that work where everybody can have X, Y, and Z covered, right? You know what I'm talking about. A lot of us are like that. But it's the stuff that bothers us in the background. Not any person has a perfect life. That's why I called it Saints Addiction. It's like, man, I had to survive addiction. I still have to survive addiction. I'm not in no threat of relapsing. But what I did feel was this certain, that feeling like you're not in thrive mode anymore, but you're in survival mode. And you'll start to make bad decisions, like drinking salt water, if you know what I mean, right? Plenty of salt water out here. You could be in the middle of the boat, in the middle of the ocean, and not have fresh water and not survive. There'd be plenty of water around you, but none of it you can drink. This is what anxiety feels like, right? This is what it feels like for all of us. Like there's nothing we can do to help ourselves not feel the way that we feel. And I try not to let my emotions take over me, right? I am also guilty of having a temper. Lord knows I work on it. I don't like to go there. And I know we all know where our there is, So that's why we have to have this conversation this morning for a motivation, is because to stay motivated, you got to have some kind of control over your emotions. Even on a cloudy day, they're going to expect you to more than survive, but to thrive. And that's what winners do, champions do, entrepreneurs do. We take situations and we spit them out. Case point, I was making, I'll never forget this one. We were making shirts live at the Hemp Fest, and they towed my truck. I was set up at First Friday, and all my stuff set up, and they towed the truck. Now I have to get all my stuff. I had to keep it under the staircase. I didn't know how to even get it back to my house, but I wasn't going home. I was going to the shop to pick up a print press because Hip Fest was the next day. I had 1,000 shirt blanks, and I had to make them live for the first time in front of everybody at booth number 1. That was a big stress test. And it's like, that's what's going to happen to you as an entrepreneur. They're going to give you situations that seem like utter bullshit, and they're going to ask you to make some kind of chocolate mousse out of it. And that's kind of the thing, right? I've heard it once before that entrepreneurs jump out of planes and figure out a way to land on the way down. That's a lot like this. So I don't want people to jump to the same way that they've always jumped. This is the key point right here of the whole show, was that I don't have to jump to these survival modes anymore. I don't have to jump and make a bartender my psychologist or Facebook my psychologist, They're not your psychologist, dude. They're not there to make you feel better. It's not the place. The time and place is inside here right now, where I can be still. And of course the beach helps, but sometimes it's just me sitting there breathing on a chair. Whatever it takes to get the mind right is exactly what's going to take place. So I wanted people to know that stress is a part of it. You are going to have some stress management. Everyone has a coping mechanism. I want you to identify what your coping mechanism is and see if you can have some endurance between the feeling and the emotion, and try to endure that time and say, okay, I'm not going to be a detriment to myself. I'm going to be a breather. I'm going to be a waiter. I'm going to be patient and do better by the situation than to hurt myself in the future. So for all those that have had stress, don't let it be a detriment to your life. Remember to be blessed. This is a real thing, because when you're in gratitude, you can't possibly live in complaining. And I'm grateful to have my life. I'm grateful to have my body back. I'm grateful to be with these shorts and this view. I'm so grateful to have my life and my dreams come true. I'm grateful to having life in someone right now. This is something that's taking place in my life, and I'm wrapping my little mind around it. And as I'm engaging in life, I'm just grateful to have it at all. So I'm not going to complain on it. That would take the shine away, and that's not what we do. So the clouds might take the shine away today, but I'm not going to let that in my mentality. If that makes any sense to anybody out there, comment below. Show me how you keep your shine on a cloudy day. I got sunshine on a cloudy day. I had to. And that's on my heart from the start. It's your boy, Marky Saint. Peace and love. And as always, Chigathon. That means goodbye, but not forever, and finish. And I will see you on the other side as soon as you like, share, and subscribe. Peace and love. Ciao. Beijos. Bela.